All right, everyone. So Paul Heyman went on the Ariel Helwani show, and he was talking about Brock Lesnar and kind of the fan reaction to it. Here's what he had to say.
Brock Lesnar. How long has that been in the works for?
Uh, that happened real quick.
Really?
Yeah, that happened
Like, what's real quick? Week, 2 weeks?
a couple weeks.
Okay.
I mean, at least to my knowledge.
So, look, remember, when we're talking about how quick this came together, part of this was because there was one storyline that WWE thought they were going to do, and then it blew up, right? With the whole Rock, Travis Scott, John Cena stuff. So I think Paul Heyman is 100% right here that this was pretty
I
quick.
got tagged into it after the deal was done.
Okay. And when you say deal, like, did he need a deal to come back? What do you mean by deals?
Well, he wasn't coming back on speculation.
No,
he is Brock Lesnar.
No. What I mean by that is, like, did he have to sign a new contract, or was he still? Because we hadn't seen him for 2 years.
Oh,
but,
I'm sure there's a new deal involved.
Okay. And obviously, this has been met with some criticism, right? There's still this ongoing.
Everything in life is met with criticism. I don't pay attention to that.
Is the criticism fair?
Nah, I don't. I don't pay attention to it. He's here. See, that's a reality of the fact. He's here. And if you were in MetLife Stadium on Sunday, you would understand that return meant a lot to that audience. That audience was jacked.
And I think another thing is that, a lot of people are saying, because Heyman brings up the key point, which is the audience reaction. And I understand there are people that are criticizing it. I just don't see it in the same way. Like when, when R-Truth gets cut by WWE, right? And he's not going to have his contract renewed. And then the audience is mad about it, or the Rock's Cody Rhodes situation. Those were things where we saw the negative reaction. Okay. It wasn't something hidden or you had to go find. I feel like with the Brock Lesnar stuff, there is people that are criticizing, but it's not really this big portion of the WWE universe. It's just, like I said, and if you're one of those people, put it in the comment section below that, you're one of the people that didn't like the return and all of that, but I'm just not seeing a ton of it really in any meaningful way.
See Brock Lesnar come out and to see him F5 John Cena. Nobody left MetLife Stadium going, oh, God, they brought back Brock. People were just going nuts. That's our paying audience. They're happy to see him. I'm happy to be part of a team that presents him. Everyone has criticism in life. There are people that criticize Jesus. There are people that criticize Moses. There are people that criticize Muhammad. There are people that criticize God or gods. There is no president that has ever existed with a 100% approval rating. Or there's no president that's ever existed that someone hasn't pointed to and say, that president sucked. There are people who to this day think Abraham Lincoln sucked. They're wrong, but they think it. There are people who thought FDR sucked. They're wrong, but they think it. Bill Clinton doesn't have a 100% approval rating. Donald Trump doesn't have a 100% approval rating. Nobody does. There's always going to be critics of anything that we do. And very few people ever make it to the top in life without either making mistakes or having skeletons in their closet. Obviously, the decision was made. It's time to bring back Brock Lesnar. Whatever that decision is based on, I respect it. If they're critics of it, get over it. He's here. And he's going to be here. And you ain't going to be able to cancel him. And I'm happy to have him back because the audience is happy to have him back. If we brought him back and the audience rebelled against it, I wouldn't be happy to have him back. I'd be like, oh, man, this doesn't work. But it works. So I'm happy about it.
So, I think it's so telling when you listen to Paul Heyman talk, why he was able to do what he was able to do in ECW and why he continues to do what he's able to do, because he just has a view on things that is very, it's just about the business in a lot of ways, but he just doesn't let these things like the criticism or any of that kind of stop him, right? And you could just tell that from this interview. But the Brock return, I think objectively, right? If we're just take everything else out of it, just look at it from the storytelling perspective, I don't think it could have been done much better from a storytelling perspective, because the WWE was in such trouble with you did the Cena heel turn. The Cena heel turn, and it worked, by the way. The Cena heel turn worked in every way, shape, or form. But a key part of the heel turn, it's gone, right? The whole Travis Scott thing, the Rock thing, all of this is gone, and you're not going to be able to fix that. So now you just did this heel turn to one of your most popular wrestlers ever, and now you're going to turn him babyface. That's tough. Okay, that's tough to pull off. And you're in his retirement tour, by the way. So you got to make sure this is good. How do you do that? Okay, they were able to successfully make him a babyface again. I thought the entire match against Cody Rhodes, this kind of new Cena was perfect, right? He was kind of the mix of the bad guy and the good guy together. It was great. I was happy before Brock came out, and then Brock came out. And what that did to me was cement they've successfully weathered what could have been a very bad storm for John Cena's storytelling down the end of his retirement tour. We now know what the feuds are going to look like over the next few months and who the big enemy for John Cena is going to be. We now know that. So I just can't, like I said, from a wrestling perspective and a storytelling perspective, I just don't know how you can criticize the return of Brock and the way they did it because nobody had a clue. There was no leak of this. Nobody even thought for a second he was coming back. And on the legal end, WWE cleared him, and I just don't know what else could be done if he's cleared by WWE. I just don't. If WWE's legal team looks at it and says, okay, yep, everything's fine here. Brock isn't, on the hook here in any way, shape, or form. Then he comes back. There's not much else you could do, right? If the WWE universe, especially, and I think they do, want him back. But put what you think in the comment section below. I understand that there's a lot of people that may feel differently. I'm just looking at it from a perspective of I'm just not seeing the crazy backlash to it in all that many areas, right? Like we covered on this channel the like dislike on the YouTube video, and I don't think that's the end all be all. But when there was a little bit of backlash against Jey Uso, I even said, okay, there was a lot of dislikes on this, and that's telling something, but it's not telling everything. So I don't think YouTube, like the dislike on the WWE page announcing it is the end all be all. But the fact that the Brock return didn't even get to the Jey Uso level, and I didn't think the Jey Uso backlash was actually all that big of a deal, and for it to not even hit that I just don't think it's a large contingent of people that didn't enjoy it. Because I think even the audience's reaction, it was so clear. It was, the audience just went nuts. So put in the comment section below what you think, and we'll see you next time.